Hello again. Okay. So in our last video we were talking about how the eye is kind of its makeup and everything that's inside of it, with a quick overview of the retina, the iris, the cornea, the pupil, the optic nerve, how light enters through the opened up from the iris, through the pupil, heading back, going through the lens, going back to the retina, and projecting an image. So now I want us to go a little bit over the rods and cones, which are what help us to interpret the image and can be an explanation for those who have color blindness. So let's look at this image that I have here. So when we're looking at the eye, here's the eye, a small version of it. Light is coming in and is being directed into the eye through the cornea, the iris, and going through the pupil, touching through the lens, and then hitting the back of to the retina. Okay, here's the retina. Now remember, that's the light sensitive area. So inside the retina, light will go through it. It'll go through these layers right here and hit this back area, which is the final area of the retina, where light then is kind of scattered back, and it's hitting each of these. It's hitting rods right here and cones. Okay, now rods, these ones right here, these are the receptors that help us see better in dim light. Okay, so when it's really dark, hard to see, nighttime, these are the ones that help with determining what type of light we're coming in, or seeing light that's better coming in that is dim. This is also the area that allows us to see the colors like black, white, and even gray. Okay, so if it weren't for the rods, we wouldn't be able to see black, white, or gray. Okay, the cones, these are the ones that really help us see the color. Okay, and since we know that light in general is made up, has a color spectrum inside of it, that would make sense that the cones would allow us to see all the colors being reflected back. So we would see like red, green, orange, yellow, blue, purple, all of that. Okay, so they'll help you with seeing color, and these also work the best for bright light. Why? Because once again, light has all the colors of the color spectrum in it, visible light. So then our cones will help us break down that visible light. Okay. So for a person, a lot of people believe that color blindness means that these cones just don't work. That a colorblind person is only going to see in black, white, and gray. But that's actually a very common misconception, because what it is the cones are actually slightly defective. So most color people will see like one or two of the primary colors. Like for instance, they'll see red or they'll see blue, but they won't see green, and they won't see some yellows too. So they'll see like one or two of them, but not the remaining, not all three of them together. Okay, I kind of mixed up by adding one other color in there, but you know what I mean. So they'll see, like I say, yellow, but they'll see blue or they'll see green, but they're not going to see red. It's going to be very hard for them to distinguish red. So if a person is colorblind that sees only in the blue and the greens, pink is going to be something very hard. Red is going to be something very hard to see. That's just going to be kind of the downside of being colorblind, unfortunately. But it's not that these are just completely inactive. It's just that they're slightly defective, and they'll only pick up on one or two of the colors. So with that, I want you to think, after watching this video, and I want you to write this down as part of one of your assignments, to think about and tell me, how would red objects appear to this kind of person that can only see those blue and green colors with their cones? If they can only see blue and green, what color do you think they see for when they're in front of a red object, for example, an apple? What do you think they see? What color does that look to them? I want you to think about that, okay? So just remember, red light is not being perceived at all. So what color do you think that they'll have? And able to trying to see that one.